Hello and welcome to Purl and Plume, a knitting podcast. It's been several months since I last recorded, and many of us can probably imagine why that is. But here I am for a quick episode. This is the 10th episode, and I have lots of things I've been knitting. My knitting mojo didn't leave me. It stayed with me to help me through some tough times. And I'm going to get right to finished objects because I do think this is going to be kind of quick because I hate podcasting in front of people, and my house is just, there are a lot of people here. I mean, we're really being safe and everything, but my dad's here and we're always all home now. So, okay. So this is my first finished object. I'm not going to go too deep into the details. I can see that some of my mohair is sticking out right here. But this is the Corellia sweater by Midori Hirose. And I believe I was working on it during the last episode, and I talked about the yarns I used. So I'm not going to talk much about that, but I did finish it. And so I will stand up and show you. It is course under my overalls right now, but it's got this beautiful color work in the yoke and some lovely twisted rib details at the cuffs and at the neckline. I do love this sweater. I have to say I used a lovely yarn that is part silk. It was inexpensive. I got it on sale at Webb's. Kind of psyched about it. I used mohair here for the green leaves and the same yarn. This is really an inky blue, black. The yellow buds are the same kind of yarn that I used for the body. It is a single ply, and boy, it pills really, like immediately. But I do love it, and while I don't want my clothes to be pilling like mad, pilling is okay. It's a natural part of the process. I try to not lose my mind over it. So yes, this is the Corellia. It's gorgeous. The color work is not stranded. It is this Estonian method of color work that I didn't love doing. I think I talked about that in the last podcast. But I did it. And that's okay. Okay, so that's my first FO. This is not a racy podcast. I have a shirt on underneath this. I'm just going to show you my next one. This next sweater I knit out of Fiber Company Cumbria, which I love. I've had this sweater I bought this pattern quite a while ago. This is the Arboreal by Jennifer Steingass of Knit Love Wool. Ooh, got some holes in my armpits there. And I knit it out of Fiber Company Cumbria, which is this amazing blend. I'm going to get it wrong if I try to say what it is, but it has at least it has some merino in it. I just finished this. And I may have missed some things that I finished since March. I'm sure I did. So I'll try to get to those in the next episode. But this sweater design, I just love. I actually messed up on the color work. I kind of went just rogue and forgot that there's a little detail between each of these leaves in the pattern. Doesn't bother me. Love it. I love this garter stitch neckline. She has rib cuffs in the pattern, and I chose to use the garter stitch because I just thought that was such a fun detail. After the yoke, I kind of just did my own sleeves, which is always what I do. I wanted these to be somewhat fitted, and they are. And then the other thing I did was I did a split hem. I made it kind of cropped. It falls right at my hips, and I did a split hem with 1x1 ribbing. And I like it, and it's kind of fun with the overalls. It pops out. I don't really care about that. Anyway, love the sweater. This Cumbria, the yellow, is called Buttermere, and it's a color that speaks to my soul. It is saffrony goldenrod, but intense and beautiful, and it's a soft but also very woolly, earthy, sheepy yarn. I just love it. I love it so much. Okay, so the next sweater I finished is the Spark Cardi by Andrea Mowry, and I'm putting it on over the sweater. I'm going to be so warm. This I did the knit along. I knit this out of Magpie Fibers Nest Worsted in Twilight Honey. That's this gorgeous color. Again, you can't see it on camera. It has, if you look closely, it's tonal and heathered maybe. It's got like gorgeous, warm, rusty tones to it that are very subtle. And then just mostly this rich ochre color. And then the other, it's an all over colorwork cardigan with a shawl collar and a belt. And you knit it with, so I used Spin Cycles Dream State in Rusted Rainbow there. And of course that is also amazing yarn that changes color as it moves, and each skein is different from the last, and I didn't sweat trying to make my sleeves the same. I just really look at the detail here. Of course, I'm wearing it over another sweater. I love it. Love it. Haven't quite tied these on fully for the belt loops, but it's amazing. I made the sleeves a little extra long, and they're almost too long, but I'm gonna leave them. They're just super cozy. I am blanking as to what else I've finished. This was rather spontaneous. I'm working on the Bam cowl, and I'm gonna have to pop in who the designer is for this. I'm gonna look it up because I just don't want to have to look it up later. Bam cowl. Now this didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. By Abby Knits. Bam cowl by Abby Knits. It's for my sister. She loves plaid. I saw it and I just went nuts. And then I think the colors I picked didn't quite go, so I'm not done with it. And I have mixed feelings about the colors I chose. It's a bulky weight, quick knit. It's supposed to be quick. It's taken me forever. And then you do duplicate stitch. I think you do duplicate stitch. I might be breaking the rules with that, with the pattern. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I still have a few more stripes of that to do. And I will just give it to her, and it will either be a cat bed or a cowl. So that's the Bam cowl by Abby Knits. And I'm knitting it out of an assortment of scrap yarn that I had lying around. So that's kind of a whip. And the next whip is my neon ski bonnet. This is a free pattern for a really fun ski bonnet. It comes in kid sizes and adult sizes, and I'm making one for myself with my leftover Cumbria yarn. Just kind of gotten started. It's a really cool construction. You knit this band here as a tube so that it's double warm, and then you pick up stitches for the rest of the hat. And the next thing I'm working on, if you are my sister-in-law, you should pause if you haven't gotten the present yet, because it's a spoiler. I am making Hold on, I have to find the right picture to show you that doesn't show any of the pattern. I am making the Merriment bonnet for my niece. And it's a bonnet that you steek. You don't have to steek. She has directions for not steeking it. So this is what the side will look like when it's on her. It's, again, really cool construction. So I will be steeking along the bottom. So cute. So this yarn is Cloud. Hold on. I can show you this. This is Cloudborn Fibers Superwash Merino in a worsted weight. So that is that. The Merriment bonnet. There's a matching cardigan. I may or may not be making the matching cardigan. Let's see what else we have going on. So so what I'm knitting next, and then I'm just going to end this. I'm going to be making the Once and Floral sweater, and it's not coming up. Oh, by Maxime Cyr. It's been in my library for a very long time. Just purchased it. Already bought the yarn for it. This is the sweater. It is inspired by Schitt's Creek, which I just love that show. And I am making that in Cloudborn Fibers again. The body is going to be this brown. It's Cloudborn Fibers Highland Sport. I know the recipe, the pattern calls for fingering weight. This is good enough. I am very much a rebel when it comes to picking a fiber I want and then making the gauge work with whatever needles. So I'm going to use this for the body. And then for the background of the flowers, haven't decided yet. I bought a few to choose from. I'm using this or this. Most likely this. Kind of leaning towards this. And then the flowers. So this is the same. This is Highland Sport. And then the flowers are going to be Valley Yarns Worthington in this. I just love tweed. This is Worthington, and it is what color? Rhododendron, color 15, rhododendron. So I'm going to have like kind of a rose tweed with flecks of cream, rust, and mustard. Subtle flecks. Yeah. So that's that. I actually bought a bunch of others just in case. You know, my husband helps me decide a lot of my sweater colors. That is about it. I mean, the other thing I want to cast on is, and I might even just do it today because I can do what I want, is The Shift by Andrea Mowry, which I have the pattern right here, so I don't want to spoil it, but here is the Shift cowl. It is knit in, I want to say sport weight. Guess what? I'm knitting it in stuff that I just have, and I have had this, did I put it away already? I think I did. I have had this amazing alpaca yarn lying around for a while. Yeah, I think I put it away. And then this other kind of color changing, twisty, multi-strand, multi-color changing yarn. And I think I'm gonna cast that on maybe today to cheer myself up. It's really gray outside. It's Sunday. So that's it. That was quick. That was very quick. But I'm trying to get back into it, and I think this will help just to have it be quick. And I'm sure I left a lot of things out that I've knitted since then. And so when I come back, that's what we'll talk about. Yeah, I mean, even as I'm saying it, I'm realizing some hats that I didn't talk about. Okay, I hope you are all well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And until next time.